Hey all, it's Gribbly here. I'm back for part 2 of the AMA. Apologies for the delay on this. We actually meant to get this out last week, but we ran into July 4th. Hope everyone had a great July 4th. I had some issues with my home setup, so I've driven into the office to be with you all today. So appreciate my sacrifice. Look at what I do to be with you. No, I'm just kidding. Happy to be here, chatting and going through the second set of questions from the AMA. There were so many questions in this AMA that we couldn't get through them all in part 1, so here we are for part 2. Before we dive into the actual questions, I wanted to mention a couple of things. So first of all, hopefully you saw the big announcement. Rec Room is coming to the Switch. That's right, we are shipping on the Nintendo Switch. I am super fanboying out about this. I'm a huge fan of the Switch. Tears of the Kingdom is one of my top games of all time. I absolutely love it. So huge fan of the Switch. Couldn't be more excited that Rec Room is coming to that platform. Excited to welcome Switch players to the Rec Room community. So, if you want to know more about that, please go to rec.net/switch, rec.net/switch. You can pre-register, you'll get a cool item for pre-registering, and you'll be the first to know when you can download and start playing on the Switch. Also, just want to talk about some of the feedback that came to us from the first video, from the AMA Part 1 video. A few people called out and said, hey, Gribbly, you were talking about item prices, but you talked about item spend going up 25%, not item prices going up 25%. That's fair feedback. That's true. The data I shared was actually about spend, not about item prices. And I know what people are asking about really is, hey, the item prices seem really high. Are we going to get, more reasonably priced items? So here's what I want to say about that. So we're very actively working on creating a much broader spectrum of options in terms of both pricing and the types of items you can get, the style that you can get. So basically, here's what I want to do. I want to, like I said in the previous video, I want to show, not tell. So please, let's keep talking about this. Let's check in a couple of months, and I hope that you'll agree with me that there's a lot more options available, including many more reasonably priced options. We're not planning to reduce the price of the most expensive items, but we are planning to provide a much, much broader spectrum. So there's something for everyone. You won't always have to pay those really high prices to get something cool. So keep an eye on that. Let's talk about it again in a month or two. But just the message is we are working on it. We do hear you. And this is something that we really do care about. All right, that's one thing. Second thing is, I saw the top comment, at least for me. I don't know how the YouTube comment algorithm works in detail, but the top comment when I go to look at the AMA that we posted was from Therapeutic, one of our rec tubers. Hi, Therapeutic. We love you. And, and she had some feedback where, she felt like a lot of what I was saying was throwing cold water on the community. And I apologize for that. That's not how I want to be perceived. And so just something I wanted to throw out is I would love it. I would love to find a way to sit down with you, Therapeutic, and have a kind of more face-to-face conversation in Rec Room somehow. So I've asked our team to kind of talk about that, figure out what the right way to do that is, but just kind of wanted to throw that out there as I think a good next step to kind of talk through some of this stuff. So if you're interested, let me know, let us know, and we'll get it set up. We'll have a little sit-down chat. Okay, that's that. That's all the housekeeping, I think. Let's move on to the questions. So, question number 1 from Didley Ono. Will we be getting any new RROs which don't use Studio? Any new rooms that use Studio don't add anything to the base game, which neglects creators that exclusively use Makerpen, which is a big portion of the player base, as not everyone has access to or wants to use Studio. A big incentive for creation and a selling point was that you could create in-game on any platform. The move to Studio has actively hurt this idea. Great feedback. I think there's 2 parts to it, right? So I'll treat each part separately. So part 1 is, will there be any new RROs that don't use Studio? And I'm going to say no. We plan to use Studio and the Makerpen in combination to create all future RROs. My Little Monster was created with both Studio and extensive use of the Makerpen. Man, you talk to the My Little Monsters team, they will tell you they spent many hours in the game with the Makerpen, tweaking, tuning, debugging. So no, we're not planning to walk away from Studio for RROs. But on the second point, the Makerpen and in-app creation generally using all the tools we offer to create with the device you have, right? So if you've got a phone or a VR headset or a console, you don't have access to a PC, you don't have access to Studio, we want you to be able to create really, really meaningfully. So this is really, really important to us. We remain super committed to that vision. We are continuing to invest in the Makerpen. I agree there has not been as many improvements and bug fixes and performance improvements as we would like to see. I think that's a valid criticism. I think you can expect to see that getting better soon. It's certainly something we're very focused on. Please stay tuned. We remain 100% committed to the Makerpen. We think it's super valuable. We think we love all of our in-app creators. We want everyone to feel like they can participate in creation no matter what device they have. So you'll see us double down on that, double down on that, double down on that until it's fantastic and amazing. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. Now we have a question from Sequence Static. What direction can we expect Rec Room to go forward with when it comes to sponsored leagues? Sponsorship applications are almost never opened, and the leagues that currently exist feel like they are sort of abandoned and left to do their own thing. I think there's a grain of truth to all of that. We honestly don't have time to onboard new leagues. We really love all the league activity, but we just don't have the bandwidth to take on more leagues. There is quite a lot of moderation work that comes out of it, and we are so busy just moderating the general game that we just don't feel like we could do a good job supporting new leagues. Overall, we've always looked at sponsored leagues as being primarily community driven. They're primarily about, the league setting themselves up and using Rec Room as a platform, and we sponsor them. Like we want to support them as best we can, and so we encourage leagues to keep hosting events, keep hosting tournaments. We'll continue to provide the end of season rewards like gold skins, like tokens, like all that kind of thing. We really do love to see the league activity, but yeah, we can't take on any new leagues at the moment. We can really only sustain what we've got. If things change down the road, if things free up and we can afford more bandwidth, we're happy to reevaluate that. We love to see leagues in the game. But yeah, we can't take on any new league applications right now, but we do remain committed to the level of support that we have right now. Next question is from Just a Fish. Just a Fish asks, how come community events weren't at RecCon last year, 2023, and will they return? So, one thing to say about RecCon, we are planning it right now. We're very excited to bring RecCon back for 2024. We'll have more announcements about that coming pretty soon. We experiment with the format every year. We don't expect RecCon to be identical one year to the next. We want to see what works, want to see what doesn't work, and kind of continually evolve the format. We hope to have some community events at RecCon this year. So we're fairly early in the planning phase. We definitely hope to have some. We are planning to do some kind of engineering support, trying to do a go-to-event chip that will make it much, much easier to bridge from RecCon into various events. If we can get that to work and get that landed in time, that will make it much more feasible for us to support community events. So basically, stay tuned. We want them. We think they're awesome and really additive. We think they make RecCon better. If we can possibly support them, we will. We'll have more to say on RecCon soon, but we are really, really excited to bring RecCon back for 2024, and thank you for the question. This question is from Potential Employee 8128. Who says, when will we get a CV2 chip, that's a circuits chip, that checks if the player is talking or they're speaking volumes levels, how loud they're talking basically. Okay, good news on this one. It's done. It went out. I think it'll actually be out in your build by the time you see this AMA. I think it shipped last week. I'm guessing it's in beta, but go check for it. So one of our amazing devs, Wilchill, actually saw this question in the previous AMA on the Reddit, and he was able to squeeze it into his schedule and just kind of build it and ship it. It's something we've wanted to do for a while, but he just took the AMA prompt as a reason to kind of bump it up. So good job, Wilchill. He got it done. And yeah, let us know, Potential Employee 8128, if this suits your needs or if you've got any feedback. It's in beta, so we can tweak it. But yeah, that one is done and done. All right, next question. This question is from Hello Papap. All right, they ask, will we ever get PSVR 2 support? I've missed playing this game so much. I'm guessing they upgraded from a PSVR to PSVR 2. And I just want a yes or no answer. Okay, the one-word answer is no. I'm sorry, Hello Papap. I've said this before, it really doesn't make financial sense for us to support PSVR 2. We have looked into it in detail, but it just doesn't make sense for us to be on that platform, unfortunately. If that changes, if anything in that circumstance changes, we'll reevaluate, but for right now, the answer is no. I'll kind of tag onto that, because very often a follow-up question that I see on the Reddit or people ask me is, hey, you're not on PSVR 2, but you are on Pico, you are on Apple Vision Pro. So on Pico, yes, we are. We do ship on Pico. Look, Pico made it a very good financial decision to be on that platform, regardless of how many headsets there are out there. Makes a ton of financial sense for us to be on there. On the Apple Vision Pro, I think there's a misperception. We have built a really cool demo. We did invest in doing that, partnering up with Apple. That was really awesome. The Apple Vision Pro is amazing. It's a really, really cool piece of hardware. If you get a chance to check it out, I really recommend it. But we haven't shipped on the Apple Vision Pro yet. We're not maintaining that build. We're not in the store. If you have an Apple Vision Pro, you won't find Rec Room in the store yet. So what that means is when we do our updates every week, we're not paying the cost of rebuilding it for the Vision Pro, testing it for the Vision Pro, updating it for the Vision Pro. So, it's really not the same kind of thing as being on or off a platform. That was a demo we built. We're super excited for the potential of the Apple Vision Pro in the longer term. But yeah, we're not officially released on that platform yet. We hope to be, but yeah, not yet. Next question is from Low Chocolate 7824. When will Inventions work in Rooms V2? The answer is soon, TM. This is a super high priority for the team. We are, really doing a lot of work on Rooms 2 right now. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming down the line. There's been some instability recently. Man, that's been really, really tough for our creators, also for the people working on Rooms 2. I know they take it really personally when it doesn't work the way they want it to. So everyone's working super hard. And yeah, Inventions are a really important part of the roadmap. So I don't have a specific date, but they are coming soon. This question is from some guy named Hope. Hello, some guy named Hope. Will Rec Room highlights ever make a return? Loved those. So the short answer is yes. Rec Room highlights is definitely coming back. In fact, you can expect to see one soon. I know the team is working on bringing those back. Don't know exactly when, but yes, you should see some Rec Room highlights very soon. We're excited to bring those back. Okay, next question. Do you guys ever plan on changing the rec center? It's been the same for quite some time, and I think it'd be cool for a change. Same with the dorm room. Yeah, I agree. I really want to. If I had a magic wand and we just had infinite time and people to work on things, Rec Center would definitely be getting an upgrade. It's definitely going to happen at some point. I can't even claim it's going to be soon, but it's definitely going to happen. Here's what we really want to do is we want to convert the Rec Center to a Rooms 2.0 room. So when Rooms 2.0 is really, truly ready for that, when it's really offering way better performance, way better stability, really delivering on those promises, I think that'll be the time to bring the Rec Center over onto it so that we can build on that upgraded foundation. When we do that upgrade to Rooms 2, we would definitely take that opportunity to redesign and upgrade the space. We have some really cool ideas for how we want to update the space. I'm also really interested to hear ideas that people have, so if you want to put that on the Reddit or in the Discord, be really curious to know what ideas people have, or in the YouTube comments, be really interested to know, hey man, if you just had a magic wand and you could transform the Rec Center however you like, what would that look like? What would you do? Be really curious to see those ideas. Just to give you to get the gears turning, the way we think of the Rec Center is it's the default public space of Rec Room. Ultimately, we want it to be the town square of Rec Room, or the Times Square of Rec Room, where you can go, you can find all kinds of cool things to do. It's a gateway to other opportunities. It's bustling, there's people. That's what we want it to be long term. On the dorm room, we currently have some experiments running on the dorm room. We've done some work to make it way more customizable. So if you've customized your dorm in the past, you'll know that you can place objects, you can download dorm skins, you can place inventions, you can do a bunch of stuff. It's pretty cool. But you haven't been able to do things like change the skybox, change the lighting, or delete some things, like you can't delete the bed or delete the mirror or, all that kind of thing. So in the experiment, which is not rolled out to everybody, we're kind of just rolling it out, seeing how it goes, see if it causes any problems. We have a way more customizable dorm. You can delete everything, including the mirror, including the bed, like literally everything, strip it down to just the bare walls. Recolor also works on everything. So you can pull out the Makerpen and you can recolor everything. So you can have bright green walls, bright red floor, whatever you want. You can change the outdoor skybox. You can change the ambient audio. It's a much more flexible and customizable space. So I think it's really cool. We'll see how that experiment goes. But yeah, so we're definitely poking at making the dorm more customizable. All right, next question. What is the plan for the creative community? So I think one thing to know about this, and I think we'll save this for future updates. I don't want to go too deep into this, but we have a new sheriff in town. So we have a new person running our community team called OK Orko. I'm not sure if you've had an opportunity to meet him yet. I'm sure you will soon. He's awesome. He's really getting ramped up and has a lot of really cool plans. He's helping out on RecCon. So you'll get to know him in the coming weeks and months. But that's going to be the big update, is that we got OK Orko, who you'll get to know soon. All right, I got to the end of the list. I think that's it. So hopefully those are some useful answers and some useful info. Thanks to everyone for the many, many questions that came in during this AMA. We will certainly do this again soon. Appreciate all the feedback. As always, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, we would always much rather hear it than not. It's really, really important. And hopefully I've been able to provide a little bit of context on why we're doing some of the things we're doing. All right, till next time, this is Gribbly. Love you all. Have a good one.